This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba for another technical diving tips, techniques, and trips video.
Hello divers, thanks for joining me today. One of the common questions that we receive from divers at the advanced open water level and at the technical diving level is, what do I do with my wet notes? So that's going to be the subject of today's video. Now, what these people are actually asking is not what do I do with my wet notes in terms of what do I write in them. What they're referring to is, what do they do when they're not using their wet notes and they're just diving and they need to figure out where to store their wet notes. All right, so let's talk about that. So for many divers, the best solution is to use a pocket like this. And you can glue this on your wetsuit. And I would like to kind of make a statement about that. You should not buy a wetsuit because it has pockets, or just because it has pockets. Because the pockets they have on the wetsuit that it comes with may not actually be very good pockets. So one of the things that you can do is you can glue pockets onto your favorite wetsuit, whatever you have. All right, so the only issue with that is there are a lot of 80/80 divers out there who don't like wearing a wetsuit, perhaps don't even own a wetsuit, and so the pocket solution is not good for them. There are some other things like strap-on pockets and so on, but sometimes those are a better concept than actual in practice. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what other alternative ways can you actually carry your wet notes while you're diving, but you're not using them. All right, so we talked about the pocket. So what a lot of divers will do is they'll take a double ender and they'll take their wet notes, and most wet notes come with a D-ring, and so what they'll do is they'll simply put a double ender or some kind of bolt snap onto the D-ring on the wet notes, and then they're good. The only problem with this is the wet notes have a tendency to hang down a little unsightly, might get caught in something, and so on. So it's not really the best solution. Another thing that divers sometimes do is they use the piece of bungee. There is frequently a single piece of bungee that is around the center of the wet notes, and one of the uses of that piece of bungee is to keep the wet notes closed. What we've seen or even instructed people to do is to take that single piece of bungee that's in the center. In this case, I have two bungees, and you can lift them up and put your hand through each one of the bungees, and what will happen is your wet notes will then be on your arm. And you can use them like this. Okay, so this is a little bulky, but it serves the same idea as perhaps a slate. So a lot of divers will at least temporarily use their wet notes like this. Okay, and they'll have to decide for themselves whether that actually gets in the way or not. All right, so that works. You can see whatever you have on there, particularly deco plan or a map. But I've come up with a better way to do this. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of these things here. Okay, and I've got my wet notes here, and so what happened was a few years ago, I came up with the idea after watching a SEAL Team episode that you could actually have some kind of information on a front storage pouch. And so the idea was that I would sew the wet notes itself to the actual pouch, and when I needed to see it, I would take off whatever retaining band I had, and I would flip it up like this, and I could read my deco plan or whatever information I needed to see. All right, so the only problem with that was that it was very difficult to actually write something in the wet notes and pass that to another person. So I ended up carrying a second set of wet notes, and that's obviously not the greatest situation either. So I've been looking for a way to not do that ever since then. All right, so what I've come up with is what I'm doing currently, and what I've done with the wet notes is I put some Velcro on the back here, And then I've also put a patch of Velcro on the pouch itself. And what I do is I have 2 pieces of bungee that are around the front of the pouch, and what they do is they double secure the Wetnotes to the pouch. Okay, so there's no way that you could lose this, and yet the pouches, the Wetnotes are readily available. All right, so to use these, one way, okay, if you wanted to look at your decompression plan, all you would have to do is take it and flip it up like this again. What's happening here is the Velcro is keeping it from going anywhere. And if you needed to write something down, okay, you would just take it off the Velcro. You would write down whatever you wanted to write down in the Wetnotes, and then you would give that to the diver and pass it off. And then when you were done with it, you would just stick it back on top of the Velcro and then re-secure it, okay, with the bungees on the front. Okay, so this is what I'm doing nowadays, and so this has enabled me to go down to 1 set of Wetnotes, and also to have the Wetnotes what I would consider at least as conveniently located as in a pocket. So this is what I'm doing these days. Okay, so this is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.